Hello everyone, this is Miss Gill and welcome back to this K-pop trash of a channel. Now, this video is going to be a little bit on the sad side. This news, it took me a while to process and I wanted to post a video about this earlier, but the sudden announcement had me in shock and I was upset and didn't have the right words to say at the moment, so I'm going to be making the video now. So one of the groups that I stan announced on March 2nd of 2021 that they were disbanding. This group was 7 O'Clock, a group who I've been rooting for years, have unfortunately disbanded. I know a lot of people don't know who 7 O'Clock are, for they were a very underrated group. So before I get further into this video, let me introduce you to 7 O'Clock. 7 O'Clock was a South Korean boy group that consisted of 7 members: Hangyum, Andy, Hyung, Tuso, Jungyu, Taeyang, and Rui. The group debuted on March 16, 2017 under Starro Entertainment, but on September 19, 2018, 7 O'Clock signed with a new label called Forest Network. This group did go through a lot of member change-ups, with Vaughn, a former member, leaving the group in 2018, then adding on 2 new members, Andy and Rui, in 2019, while 2 other members, Hyung and Jongyu, were on hiatus due to health issues. This group struggled a lot during their career, but I always had hope for them that they would rise and be able to make it through. However, like with any underrated group I stan, there's a fear that they will disband. But since this group had pretty consistent comebacks and were very active on social media, I did have a hope that they would stick around for a long time. Yes, they may have been struggling and were super underrated, not well known to the general public and internationally, but I felt like they still had a strong fan base, even if it was tiny. Underrated groups can still survive if their company has money and if they have a decent sized Korean fan base. Even if it's small, as long as they can make decent album sales, they can still have a successful career. Not all K-pop groups need an international audience. Sure, it helps, but these K-pop groups debut in Korea and are marketed to the Korean public. So it's important to have a strong Korean fan base first, then having an international one. When I saw that they were having a comeback in 2020, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to see my boys again. It was a while since their last comeback, and this announcement gave me hope that they were still going to continue as a group. However, I didn't know that Hey There would be their last comeback, that the Highway album would be their last release, that after all these years, 7 O'Clock would call it quits. My heart sunk when they dropped the news on Twitter. I didn't want it to be true. The boys were so active on social media. There was no signs pointing to the fact that they were deciding to disband. It just came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. What frustrated me even more was that I was supposed to see them and meet them all live in person and in concert in 2020. But freaking Miss Rona didn't allow that to happen. Maybe if they were able to go on tour, maybe if the pandemic never existed, if they were able to properly promote, then they probably wouldn't have disbanded. But who knows? The company could have been hit hard by the pandemic, making it hard to support the boys financially. I know that's been happening to a lot of groups, especially underrated ones from small companies. A lot of these small groups are disbanding, and it's just making me sad seeing all this talent and unique music disappear. The thought of not getting new music from 7 O'Clock feels strange. The thought of them not being around feels strange. It just feels so weird to have a group just not exist anymore, and I hate it. I remember the first time I discovered them by their debut song, Echo. I was hooked when I first heard it. I loved everything about the song and instantly added it to my playlist. From there on, I kept on the lookout for new music by them and was always happy when I heard that they were having a comeback. I just can't believe that they won't be around anymore. This goes to show that underrated groups do need support. They do need people who are interested in them. I see a lot of people on Twitter saying that they don't want to stand an underrated group due to the fear of disbandment, but if no one becomes a fan, then how are they going to succeed? How are they going to grow? Of course they're going to disband if no one likes them or are fans of them. These groups need support. They need people who will take an interest in them and follow them throughout their careers. You don't need to be a fan per se, but just listening to their music and supporting them as a casual listener still does more than completely ignoring them altogether. I just hope the members of 7 O'Clock know that they've done their best, that they didn't fall short short or fail by any means. I hope they continue to pursue their dreams, whether it be debuting it in a new group or diving into other outlets in the music industry. You boys brought a lot of joy to Roses, and Roses love each and every one of you. Please don't ever doubt yourselves. You did your best. You are talented and amazing people, and I hope to see you all again with whatever you choose to do in the future. I will be supporting you all. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. These were just my thoughts on 7 O'Clock's disbandment. I'm still feeling empty and a bit weirded by the announcement, but all I can do is support the boys on their own individual adventures. But how do you feel about their disbandment or other underrated groups disbanding? Are you guys a Rose? And how do you feel about 7 O'Clock's disbandment? Leave me a comment down below, and I hope to see you next time in the next video that I make, guys. Bye. Life is colorful. 나만의 빛으로